What up? This your girl, Queen Benz. For anybody that doesn't know me, welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So, based off the title of this video is going to be about hair stereotyping. Well, if you don't know what that is, one, I didn't really, as far as like the definition, I didn't really put it in as like the hair stereotyping specifically, because it just kept popping up about color, like the color of the hair versus the actual thing. But anyway, so my definition, based off of, I'm gonna put like, a photo in there to show y'all what stereotyping actually is. But anyway, to sum it all up, hair stereotyping is pretty much when you assume that based off a person's, race or their ethnicity, that their hair is supposed to be a specific way, which is obviously not true. So, like, I'll give you an example. For me, I have a curly texture. That's not that's like it still got its kinkiness to it, but it's not as kinky as a lot of other people's textured hair is. One thing, the whole point of why I'm making this video is because it happens to me all the time, and I'm pretty sure it happens to a whole lot of other people. It is very offensive to say that a person that doesn't have the same exact texture, to say that they have white people hair. I know y'all think that that is a compliment, but that is offensive. It's not okay for you to go around saying that a person has white girl hair because it's not your texture. That's just telling me, because of what I mixed with, that's saying to me, okay, well, forget my Puerto Rican ancestors, forget my black ancestors, and forget my Dutch ancestors, because my hair is just that. That's one thing. Another thing that is also offensive is like let's say it's a person of a darker shade, for you to go around and say, oh, well, that person is pretty for dark skin. That's offensive. Why? Because that's their way of having that's a half-ass compliment, first off. So it's not a compliment, because you're insulting, you're low-key insulting. It's supposed to be a compliment, which is not a compliment. It's offensive, but you're like stereotypical. You're basically saying that, oh, well, because this person, like, basically that, and normally a person of that complexion does not look good, but that person can pass for that complexion, which is not, is really offensive. Like, why would I look at that as a compliment? It's offensive. But anyway, so the reason why I say it's hair stereotyping is because, one, there are a whole lot of other people that are dark skinned who have a different hair texture. They don't all have the same hair texture. Just like a lot of light skins don't have the same hair texture either. Not everybody has the same exact hair texture. Everybody got a different hair texture. But because they have a hair, that's just proof to show you that one race doesn't have a specific hairstyle. You're basically saying, especially for like for the black people in particular, to go around and say that a person's hair is white girl hair because it's not the same hair texture. One, you're putting a stereotype on your own self, because you're basically saying that only white people can have that hair texture, which is not true. There are a whole lot of other people who have different hair textures that may not be, that are black, but not the same hair texture. And guess what? Those people who do have a different hair texture, you already know what they go around and say. Oh, well, are you mixed? They assume because they have a different hair texture that they're mixed, which is not true. You can have a different hair texture and be dark skinned or be black. You don't have to have you don't have to be mixed with a specific thing to have that hair texture. That's just a stereotype on your own self, because you're saying that only they can have that hair type, which is stereotyping. Just like, as an example, like a lot of people, like when it comes to like, their counter argument is always, okay, well, we always wear their hair and stuff like that, or nobody says nothing when y'all wear the blonde hair and this and that and the third. Well, technically, you're also stereotyping. One, because there are some, and I can put the pictures and stuff like that to show y'all that there are some people with hair textures that are a different color. There are some people who are dark skinned with blonde hair naturally. So to say that, okay, well, only white people can have blonde hair is wrong as well, is also a stereotype. There's also people that can have like natural red hair. Like, I remember my grandfather said he knew somebody who was dark skinned, who had naturally blonde, red hair. You know, he said he had natural, it was natural. So that's just proof to show you that it doesn't matter. Like, as far as hair type, you can't say, okay, well, only a Pacific person can have that hair color. That's not true either. They can also have that hair color. Also, certain features they assume can only be on specific people. That's not true, because there's this video that I'm going to show y'all where it's this woman who has blue eyes.
Àwọn mi bá wà ní kéwú àbó wà ní lesson. Àwọn ọmọ kéèké máa fi ṣe ẹ̀yẹ pé ẹ ojú àjẹ́ bọ́n ṣe bí mi mọ́ ojú yìí ni o.
Which is just proof right there to show y'all that you can be a specific complexion but still have certain features. Like you can't say, basically what I'm trying to get at, I know I'm saying all over, but you cannot say that a specific race only can have specific looks. But yeah, again, it's offensive, and it's not a compliment to say that to people. Basically saying that only white people can have that hair is offensive. Like, I remember I was getting my hair done by, like, this is around the time when I was doing like the fashion. I was doing a little bit of modeling. So, but yeah, I remember I was getting my hair done, and she went to start washing. She went to start combing my hair. Mind you, my hair has some texture to it. So it's like, you can't just start combing my hair when it's dry like that. So, you know, I jokingly said, you know, oh, you're going to have to wet my hair up, because no, this ain't going to work. So, you know, when she did wet it up, she did a little rinse. And, you know, my hair is kind of thick. So it's like, you got to like get in the middle too. You can't just rinse around. She did a small little rinse and then proceeds to mimic exactly how I said it. And it says, I don't see any difference. But, you know, it's like it's like, I may not have said nothing back then because, you know, I was younger and stuff like that. But it's like, no, it's not no difference, because you barely wet it up. Like, you only did a little rinse. You got to do more than just a little rinse. And then she goes to say, after she says that, she's like, oh, I don't do white girl hair. That's what she says to me. And it's like, you know, even before we get into like the race or whatnot, let's be realistic. When you go to comb your hair, are you going to comb your hair when it's dry like that? You know, are you going to comb your hair when it's dry like that? You know, I don't even have to be your race, but you're not going to tell me that from your hair, if you was to go comb your hair, that you would comb your hair dry like that. I don't care what nobody says. And there are some white people who do wet their hair up before they comb it. I've seen some where they wet their hair up before they comb it. So to just automatically assume, oh, because my hair is not your texture. One, you're being offensive because you're trying to say my hair is white girl hair. Two, you're going and saying that you don't do it because, so basically what you're telling me is that because you don't do that, that's not common sense to you to wet hair up, knowing that, especially if it's a different texture. You know, you're not going to go and do your hair, comb your hair when it's dry like that. You're going to want to put something in it, or at least wet it up first before you sit up there and just comb it while it's dry like that. You're not going to tell me that that's what you're going to do. But anyway, then after she says that, then she goes and tells me that she's going to do my hair like Kim Kardashian hairstyle, because I got the attitude of a Kim Kardashian, is what she tells me, which is also offensive. One, because I'm not crazy about Kim Kardashian like that. I'm not crazy about the Kardashians like that. But you're comparing my hair texture. You're basically trying to say that my hair is white. So you compare my hair to a white person hair, trying to make as if there's not other people with ethnicity who can have braids and stuff like that. Why do I gotta be compared to her? I'm not a fan of the Kardashians like that. So why do I gotta be compared to them? Why does my hair texture gotta be compared to their hair texture? I can't be compared to somebody else. Why I gotta be compared to them? Oh, well, I'm gonna do your hair, which is offensive to me. That's offensive. You know, after a while, she did apologize to me and said, you know, when she was saying that she was gonna do my hair like a Kim Kardashian, she was like, she's not trying to say that I'm like them, or that I have like the attitude like them. It's just, you know. And I'm like, you know, in my head, like, then what are you saying? You know, it's not. And then the fact that the whole point of why she apologized was not because of the fact that she thought that was the only thing that she said that was offensive. Basically, she figured that because she compared me to Kim Kardashian, that's the only thing that offended me. No, everything that you said offended me. But, you know, I was not able, you know, one, I was young. And then two, I just didn't know how to speak up for myself at that time. But I don't, like, in a way, like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not really an apology because you just assumed that that was the only thing that bothered me. Everything that you said bothered me. You know, that little part right there wasn't the only thing. Everything you said, from the moment you said you don't do white girl hair to the moment you assume that you can comb my hair without wetting it up, already right there was already bothered me. So it's like, it really was an apology to me. It was actually more offensive. But yeah, that just goes to show you that, you know, it's offensive to go around and say things like that and think that that's okay. That's not a compliment. That's offensive. And I just want to make that known, you know, because a lot of people don't speak on that. But it's offensive. Just like you going around saying that you're pretty for dark skin. That's also offensive too. Because you're basically saying that they can't look good normally. Normally they don't look good, but she can pass. And it's like, no, I don't want to be just a pass, you know. That's offensive. It's not a compliment. And I just, like I said, I just wanted to put that out there, air that out. But that's what I meant by, like, stop hair stereotyping and stop automatically assuming that only a specific texture a specific person can have a specific texture, and stop assuming that specific people can have specific looks and only specific people, because there, like I said, there are people who already can be a different complexion and have a different look. One. Two, another thing that I also would like to say, I know y'all probably gonna be like, yo, how do you go from this to that? But another thing that I would like to clear up is, one, majority, like, all of us don't even know what we actually are. Because, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I believe, in my personal perspective, I believe that everybody is mixed with something. Because, you know, our ancestors were all over the place. You can't really definitively say, okay, my ancestor was here, my ancestor was there, you know, unless you do, like, you know, figure out your roots. And that's what I encourage everybody to do, is figure out, you know, their roots and their ancestors and where they've been. Because you don't know where your ancestors were. You don't even know what you're really mixed with, you know. Everybody, I believe everybody's mixed, because you don't, you know, there's no such thing as a completely black person or a completely white person. You're going to be mixed with something regardless of who you are. So to say, okay, well, this and that, this is supposed to be this way and that's supposed to be that way, no. And as far as, like, us being considered African American, no, we're not African American, because we're mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff that we don't even know we're mixed with. Y'all got to start doing y'all research and figuring out y'all's roots and knowing who y'all really are. Because a lot of y'all, I feel like that's part of, you know, how some of y'all, like, how it is with some of y'all don't know y'all's roots. And I think that a lot of people need to go in there and start learning their roots versus just assuming or just doing this and that. Figure out who you really are. You know, this ain't really about nobody else. It's for you to figure out who you really are, you know, because some things you can find out about yourself that you never know. And of course, you know, nobody can be you. So of course you will want to know more about yourself than anybody, because, you know, that's you. Why wouldn't you want to know about yourself? So get into y'all's roots and figure out what y'all are mixed with, because everybody's mixed. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all cannot counter argue me and tell me that you're not mixed. I don't care if you're dark skinned, if you're completely pale. Everybody's mixed. Do y'all's research on what y'all are, on who y'all are, because y'all really don't really know yourselves like y'all think y'all do. A lot of people are ignorant to that. And they need to go do the research and know. Yes, I know I'm just talking. I'm gonna do my research too. I'm gonna do my research. I've been saying that for a while, and I actually need to do it, since I'm saying I'm gonna do it. But yes, I'm gonna get into doing it. And I'm gonna show y'all, you know, and literally, if you know, let's say you do your research and you find out that you're just completely one race, which I highly doubt that's gonna happen. But if it does happen, then you can come back and text me and let me know. Okay, well, you said that everybody's mixed, but this and that. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Okay? If you do that and figure out what you are, prove me wrong and tell me, okay, well, I'm not mixed with nothing. I'm just this. Which I highly doubt is going to happen. And also another thing is, don't assume that because you're siblings that y'all are going to be the same thing or mixed with the same thing. Because it's kind of like, as an example, like diabetes as an example. When it goes into the family, it only hits certain people in the family. It doesn't go into, and that's how, like, what you're mixed with does. You know, some people could be mixed with a little bit more than that person versus, you know, Like I'm going as far as sibling wise, like that person can be mixed with a little bit more something than you. Or maybe that person might be mixed with something that you're not mixed with. Don't assume that because y'all are siblings that y'all are going to be mixed with the same thing, because it's not always the case. Because it's like genetics in a way, where well, it pretty much is genetics, but it's like as far as like diabetes and stuff like that, like it only hits certain parts of the family. Not every person is going to have that. It's going to just be in certain spots in the family. So that's why I say do it for yourself, not for your siblings, to figure out, okay, well, I'm this, so my siblings is this. No, that's not going to always be the case. That person might be mixed with a little bit more something than you. You don't know. So when you're doing it for yourself. Yes, you can figure out your roots and figure out your family members and stuff like that. Of course, those are also going to be your siblings' families. But I'm talking about as far as figuring out what you're mixed with in particular. It's not going to be the same for every sibling. It's going to be different. So yes, I encourage y'all to figure out y'all's roots and figure out what y'all are really mixed with. Because everybody's mixed. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can tell me nothing. I already know. Everybody's mixed. I'm just putting that out there. With that being said, based off this video is over. I'm just letting y'all know that. I know y'all like, oh damn. But anyway, this video is over. I just wanted y'all to understand that. One, it's not okay to say that to people. And then two, y'all need to figure out y'all's roots and know what y'all really are, because majority of all of y'all, unless y'all have done it already, y'all don't know what y'all mixed with. Y'all don't know. So do that. And then like I said, if you aren't, or if you are one specific race, then you can come to me and tell me off if you want to. But prove me wrong. With that being said, I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy y'all's day. Please don't be mad at me in the comment section. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody, but I just wanted to make it known. I just wanted to make it really clear, But anyway, I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy y'all's day. Peace.